So then we've got growth mindset, and a lot of this I think is about awareness. Growth mindset, I would say, is kind of actively working on those kind of negative outlooks that all of us have from time to time. You know, none of us is perfect, and I think we all know, come across people in our working lives or in our day-to-day lives that have a negative outlook. You can feel it. It's almost tangible, isn't it? And that's, again, it's not just patients, that's people that you work with, whoever. So it might sound obvious, but that's what happens. So talking things like envy, hate, jealousy, it is obvious to a point, isn't it? Nobody ever walks around thinking about how they hate someone and it makes them feel good. It doesn't, it never does. It makes you feel awful. So it's about kind of actively recognising those feelings and those emotions and trying to kind of do something about them. Because we know at the same time that positive emotions will boost immunity. Those are things like feeling peaceful, feeling contentment, feeling grateful. And they will also make you just feel happier, boost your self-worth, how you feel. Again, writing can just help with kind of clarification. Or if you don't have great self-awareness, sometimes writing down your behaviours can help you work out what the sort of driving emotions are if you're not too aware. So for example, for me, I can tell you that one of my negative behaviours would be something like spending time scrolling through Facebook, looking at the profiles or the pictures of people that I don't know at all, or I know via somebody else, and just sort of feeling like, oh, why can't I look like that, have that, be that, do that, whatever it is. It's completely negative, pointless activity, and the emotions associated with it are negative and self-destructive. Whereas, like, I could pick up the phone, call my friend, have a call, I could be laughing, we could be thinking about something that happened in the past, we could have a deep chat, whatever. But whatever it is, it will be so much more positive. I think when it comes to that kind of thing, I think the negative things are often the sort of easier things, the easier option. They take less effort. And that's a good example, isn't it? Facebook, no effort, but less than zero outcome, whereas picking up the phone, calling a friend, a bit more effort, but way, way more outcome. So yeah, I feel like the negative activities or the negative emotional activities tend to be driven by laziness. And so yeah, if you're not kind of sure what, you can sort of analyse yourself, if you like, by writing behaviours down, working out what's driving them. Live your values. What have I done there? Sorry about that. Live your values is basically kind of thinking about the perfect you. Okay, so one of the activities with this is thinking about what 3 words would define the perfect you. What do you strive for? And then you think about what behaviours maximise these, what challenges are there to maintaining these. So again, for me, I've thought about this briefly, and I picked the 3 words would be fearless, funny, and fit. Fit as in physically fit, not hot, but if it was hot too, that would be okay. But yeah, so when I was kind of trying to work through this process myself, and fearless is like, for me, facing up to things that scare me, not hiding from challenges, putting myself out of my comfort zone, just trying harder, and also being a bit more open-minded. I can be a bit closed-minded, and I think that's probably slightly fear-driven. Funny is just about being a bit more relaxed and allowing myself to enjoy the moment. I'm one of those people, I'm often thinking about what's next, partly because I am busy, but you know, it's not great. So yeah, funny is more about just having more fun and yeah, being in the moment, enjoying the moment. And fitness is just something that I've enjoyed for a long time. So being really fit is something I aspire to. It makes me feel good. In my other life, in my skiing clinic, I was talking about sanity and vanity being very, very highly linked. So those are my three things. And the challenge is, again, with fearlessness, I'm actually naturally a total fanny. So it takes enormous effort for me to be brave. And sometimes it's just easier to hide, isn't it? So yeah, that's the challenge. It goes against my actual natural nature, which is to hide away. Funny. Again, my natural nature is like, what's next? What's next? So I'm doing this, but I've got to get up in the morning, or I've got to go out tonight, or I've got to do this. I've got to, chill out, enjoy it for a minute. And the challenges to training tend to just be if I get into that sort of mode where I'm overeating and it's a bit of a catch-22. I'm not quite sure how it happens, but generally when I don't train and I don't eat as well, I probably drink more alcohol, and it just sort of doesn't make me feel good. So it's just I guess it's the habit of training. That is the challenge. If you fall off, you know what it's like. Fall off a habit, it takes you really a long time to get back on it again. So, those are just examples of the kinds of things that you can look at. But values will vary in different kind of aspects of your life. There's your kind of self, there's your family self, and there's your kind of work life self as well. I think my picture's blocking out the word work there. But knowing what those values are, I think is really, really important in the first place, because only then can you kind of work on bringing value to them, maximising them. Relationships that bring you value. So again, this is about taking time to think about the relationships that do bring you value. I mean, we've all been in situations where we find ourselves with people that actually are perhaps criticising everything that we do, or digging you out in some way, or just have a way of making you not feel that great about yourself, or just people that perhaps are overly dependent on us, which again, being nurses, it's our natural kind of thing to kind of facilitate that and allow that. And I'm not suggesting that you should go around harshly cutting people out of your lives, but I think it is important to have an understanding of the values that relationships bring you, and trying to seek those things in life rather than just settling for any relationship. So, you're looking for people that have the same values as you, the same things matter them, the same things drive them. Those in an ideal world would be the people that you want to surround yourself with, to help bring out the best in you. You help bring out the best in them, they help bring out the best in you. So it's, again, a lot of this is awareness. And this is a picture of when we went to see the Spice Girls very recently, and that's my best friend in her Emma Bunton mask and someone else in the Mel B mask. Anyway, okay, so what else have we got? What can you control? So this one again is best demonstrated, I would say, by, I know what you might think of as the prayer for AA. This was actually the prayer that was on my best friend's prayer card when she died when we were kids. She had cystic fibrosis, so I wasn't aware of the AA thing at that time. But whatever religious persuasion, however this fits, I just think the words on this are so bang on point. You know, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I mean, if you live your life by that, you're not going too far wrong in my book. You know, wasting energy on kind of procrastinating about things that are beyond your control because they've already happened or they're very unlikely to happen. You know, they're just going to increase feelings of being out of control. And again, in this weird world that we're living in at the moment, control is something that we're all lacking. You know, we don't know what's going on, we don't know when it's going on, we're doing what we're told all the time. So trying to work on feelings of increasing your control would include big projects, relationships, and daily chores. So you can call big projects things like, you know, your work life, maybe stuff going on at home. Maybe you're doing stuff to your house. Maybe you're moving house. Maybe whatever's going on at home. Relationships are again just about kind of focusing energy on those relationships that we were just talking about, because you know, good relationships don't just happen, do they, without you doing anything. They require input. So, you know, putting energy into those relationships that you've just already in the last slide worked out that you value and why you value them, and then it's about kind of nurturing those and sort of working out how to get more out of those and how to make those even a bigger part of your life. And then daily chores, unfortunately, are just the, you know, humdrum, we all got to do it. But again, it's just control, isn't it? Scheduling stuff, planning stuff, just to focus on stuff that you can do as opposed to, well, I don't know when I can go on holiday next, or, you know, it's okay, we know what we're dealing with now and we know what we're dealing with for the next 3 weeks. So let's work on that basis. So that's your HRV. So all of these 5 different aspects can help to increase your HRV, which we are becoming more aware of is going to be something that helps your body physiologically. It helps your immune system, which is really, really, really super relevant at the moment. So gratitude, growth, values, relationships, and control. My last little slide is that nurses need care too. So again, just that we're also good at giving, looking after other people, looking out for other people's needs, making sure that everybody's okay. But it is really important that we do take some of this advice ourselves and apply it to ourselves, because I think that's something that we're not that good at, to be honest. So I hope that was helpful for you, and next week I'm going to be talking to you about getting some ideas together for your business planning, so that should be really fun. Back to the entrepreneur's roots.